Everybody, welcome back to Nintendo Alert. All right. Now listen. We have had, by we I mean me, and by have had I mean are having, one hell of a day. All right. I'm going to get into it in just a moment here. Hey, Game 123. Hey, gamer. I was just about to spin the yarn. I was just about to tell the story of my incredibly shitty day. But before I do, I gotta send out these stream notifications. One second, please. Oh, how am I doing today, Game 123? Quite poorly, as a matter of fact. Both in spirit and financially, after shit I've had to do. Come here, Bill. Right. Alright. Indulge me a second, I need to have some water. Okay, so I'm going to do some solo online matchmaking and hope that I do well to bolster my spirits. So here's the situation, folks. I have been very excited about the 2025 Motorola Razr Ultra. In fact, I was so excited about it, I switched from Verizon to T-Mobile in order to have one on my plan. I got the phone from Best Buy. I waited for the T-Mobile rebate to pay off my old iPhone with Verizon. I got that T-Mobile rebate after 2 weeks of waiting. I had the phone for 2 weeks and waited 2 weeks to use it. And finally got using it. I was really liking it. I was back in the flow of it. I'm at the post office today, dropping off some packages, as one does. I'm on the phone with my mom. My mom, who is, for the record, informing me that my sick grandmother is not looking so good. That we may be on a pretty finite timeline here when it comes to that. So, sad stuff, right? It's already not great. You can see where this is going. I dropped the phone. I dropped the phone directly on the pavement. And not only directly on the pavement, but face down directly on the pavement. Now, the phone doesn't shatter. But the phone definitely had a bad time. I picked the phone up. And the screen is entirely white except for maybe the top like 10th of the screen. Oh fuck you, boo. Except for maybe the 10th, the top 10% of the screen. As Bernie Sanders would say, the top 1% of the phone. Oh, I'm fucked. All my items gone. And so the phone is ruined, frankly. The phone is essentially bricked. And so because I bought it through Best Buy, I don't really have like a protection plan. I don't have any recourse. I just have a broken phone. Which, you know, you don't love to see as far as things go. There are things you love to see. There are things you don't love to see. A brand new, 2-week-old, fully bricked, unaccounted for phone is not one of them. And so I have a 2019 Razr. I have that in my drawer. And so I take that into T-Mobile and I say, hey, I want to add this to my plan. Now, eagle-eyed viewers of the program will remember just seconds ago when I said that I switched to T-Mobile in order to be able to have the 2025 Razr on my account. A tale as old as time, right? Come to find out that means that 2019 Razr won't work. Because that 2019 Razr is locked to Verizon. And even though it's paid off, it'll only work on the Verizon network. And so you can't use that phone. And so now I have a completely unfunctional phone. And at this time, I have no cell signal because they tried pushing the service to the 2019 Razr. It didn't work, right? And so I need a phone. And so I wound up just having to get another iPhone. Right back on the iPhone train, unfortunately. And so that's been my day. And I'm only just maybe a few minutes ago getting back from T-Mobile, getting all set up. And this is not a T-Mobile problem, to be clear. I know their name has come up a lot in this, but they were nothing but helpful. But this is a phone fell on the ground and broke. Incredibly fragile problem. Look at the manufacturer's, dude. The manufacturer's warranty does not cover physical damage, unfortunately. I wish it did. I wish that were not the first thing that I tried. Oh, what a shit item to pull. Oh my god. Oh no. Wow. This needs to be a god tier pull item. It's not gonna be. Oh, maybe it will be. Oh, that was ugly. Oh yeah, sorry, Finley, I gotta change that. That's from last night. That's my bad. I'm just doing Publix right now. Probably in about half an hour I'll do fucking A. Okay, well. I should have bagged there. Yeah, sorry, Finley. Just getting some matchmaking, and I started a little late tonight. Oh my fucking god. You know, I feel like I've come to dislike the Mega Shroom power-up. because it usually limits you to just one item when you're at the checkpoints like this. And it doesn't include a big enough speed boost. Like, it's good for knocking people out of contention. Oh, please hold. Well, I guess it's not such a bad day after all. How about that? Okay. With that said, we'll open the lobby. Somebody go find Sir Finley. Gosh. Yeah, and here's the thing is that was Spiny Shell. And that's no accident, right? Some of those turns at the end there, and certainly that shortcut, are things that I learned from playing the course so constantly, right? And so you put in the hours and you learn the routes and you learn the intricacies of the route and you do sort of get better. But it does require a really hard drift on when there's the waves and those ramps and that sort of final series of turns. When you're coming around it, you really want to almost overdrift, right? And I was taking those turns really wide for a period of time. And I think what I learned there was that was the case. But anyway, so that happened a lot faster. I like to play until a win, and then you walk away from the table when it's hot. But 8,600, we're getting pretty close. If I can string together some decent performances, oh, I gotta update the thing. If I can string together some pretty decent performances with the occasional win, I could be at 9,000 by the end of the week. All right. If you'd like to join the game, the room code is QSJB2Q. That's QSJB2Q. And we've got Game123 in here and Dark Wolf in here. Thank you guys for hopping right in. I feel so bad for Sir Finley J. I just got done telling him 20 minutes, and he said, "Oh, I'll leave and come back." Then look at us now. Anyway, I'm going to join VC in the Discord, so if you're in the Discord, hop in, shoot the shit. X, I'm sure you have some thoughts on screen protectors and manufacturer warranties. You're welcome to tell me all about it. In other news, while we get things started here, the Switch 2 GameCube Online. Apparently we're getting Mario Strikers, the soccer game, which is going to be huge for us. Because I think about somebody like Tasty Zero, our boy Tasty Zero, and his ability to bring his voice, his talents vocally to the picture. As an announcer for us, I think the dream of Tasty screaming goal, unironically and correctly, at a goal, is well within reach. And that gets me excited. The future is bright, even though it's not. Jesus Christ. Gosh, I can't believe we just went 1 for 1 tonight. All the pressure's off now. God damn it, game 1, 2, 3. You got me. I did have a bad day. Radmeyer, join VC. You could brighten it. You could brighten it. And if you don't, Radmeyer, if you don't join VC, there's no saying what I might do. I'll let that sit on your conscience. Don't go to Radmeyer. If you don't get on VC, don't come to Rainbow Road tomorrow. Just don't do it. Well, no, you come to Rainbow Road tomorrow. X, don't come to Rainbow Road tomorrow. Trust me. Game, I'm so sorry for what I'm about to do. I'm sorry, game, but hurt people hurt people. I have to be careful about what I say on these streams because not that I would ever get in any actual trouble for it, because that's a ridiculous threat to make. Don't come to Rainbow Road tomorrow. But because like today, I woke up and I remembered the Miyamoto bit from KOB last night. I was like, oh, I'm gonna private that video for KOB's sake. Jesus Christ. Oh no, land. Yeah. Oh my god. The shelling. They got blue shells, they got red shells, they got green shells. All shells. All the time. Hello. I know that wasn't X because X would have been, ha ha ha, I love this.
I love this.
Oh, it's old. Ah, you got me, but I got you back. Son of a bitch. Now, did you hear me waxing poetic about why my day was so bad?
I heard part of it. I did not hear all of it.
Well, the TLDR is I was literally I'm on the phone with my mom I'm in the parking lot of the post office, and my mom is literally telling me that my grandma has like 2 weeks to live, and I drop my phone and it shatters the fucking screen, and I'm just like, wow, okay, this is a moment.
That's bad.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's one of those things where I was just like, I just dropped the phone and my mom's like, hello? And I'm like, hey, Mom. I was like, I dropped the phone. And she's like, oh, is it okay? And I was like, no.
No, it's not okay.
It's not okay. And then every time I told somebody I dropped the phone, they're like, oh, but you can replace it, right? And I was like, no. And they're like, oh, well.
That's crazy to me.
You
can't replace it.
Well, you can replace it, right? But it's going to cost you money, right? It's,
Sure.
And I did replace it.
Is it a copay situation, or did you have zero insurance or anything?
Zero. Here's the thing, Redmeyer. In my entire life, I have never dropped a phone and have it entirely break.
Oh.
Not once.
No.
And so, yeah, I was raw dogging it, and you know what? Listen, that's how it is. That's how it goes. But I think iPhones are built to not fail, right? Like iPhones are so fucking good, but then Motorola's like, oh, this is like a proprietary fucking flippable, bendable fucking screen, you know, that'll love you 12 different ways, but it won't function, you know, like you need it to. It won't break, or it won't not break under the mildest pressure. And so, yeah. And then I looked at replacement, getting it repaired by Motorola. I called them and they're like, well, if it's physical damage, the repair costs $1,000 after tax. And I said, oh, okay, so just the cost of a new phone. And they're like, yeah, pretty much. And I said, okay, so then why would I continue with this process with you? Why would I stay on the phone with you and set up a repair that costs as much as the phone does when I could just buy a new phone? And she's like, well, it's your phone. And I was like, right, but like, I've had this phone for 2 weeks, so I'm not exactly fucking sentimental about it, thanks.
I mean, like, why would you be anyway? That's so weird.
Right.
You could just get all the data off of it.
Dude, I know. But it's just one of those things where they're trying to upsell. And I'm just like, listen, I'm just going to go to T-Mobile. So actually, my hot plan was, Radmeyer, that I was going to put the 2019 Razor on it and not pay for a new phone and just figure it out. You know, just cope, right? Fucking phone doesn't work. Just didn't work on T-Mobile's network. And so I told the guy, I was like, listen, how much for an iPhone? And he's like, just to put it on your plan? I was like, yeah, I don't have a fucking payment plan on anything right now with you guys. Just how much to put it on? And he gives me the number, and I'm like, ugh. And I was just like, whatever. I was like, is there a difference between the Pro and the Pro Max? And he's like, yeah, kinda. And I was like, okay, whatever. Give me the fucking Pro Max. Whatever. Dude, whatever.
Yeah,
fuck me.
Kinda.
Well, because it was like a minor price difference, and he's like, oh, the camera's this much better, and like it's, you know, it does these things. And I was like, I don't have enough time to research it. I always get the Pro Max, whatever. My life sucks anyway, you know? Just give me.
Life sucks and then you're done.
That's right, but then here's the thing, Radmeyer. It's like banana bread at work, bro. You know, I came home, I jumped on Mario Kart. The first game, Radmeyer, a victory royale, a sweet, sweet first place on Spiny Shell. Almost the universe's way of saying, what was the thing from the meme video? Remember the video I used to show of the MAGA girl who's anti-vaccine? And
legitimately, no, I have erased it from my brain.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. But she's psychotic, and she does this whole role play of like, she refuses to take the vaccine and they like beat her, and then she dies, and she goes and sees Jesus, and Jesus says, well done, my good and faithful servant. And she just like looks admiringly at the clouds. And I feel like that was the vibe I got from my victory royale tonight. I was like, I am the MAGA girl getting complimented for not taking the vaccine. Well done, and well done, my good and faithful servant.
Nintendo sends its hardest battles to its strongest soldiers.
Dude, that's right. Mario Kart sends its hardest battles to its strongest soldiers. It was a test. Fuck!
Oh shit! Fuck! You are winning! What the fuck?
I know. Dude, that's bad. That's bad. I mean, it is what it is. This is private matches. Who cares? Who cares? God damn it. Yeah, you can tell it's private matches because Game's in here. Game's in here fucking my shit up.
Game stays.
Game's a hustler though, because the first few nights he wasn't doing too hot, and then I think he really learned, and now he's up there. He plays with the best of them.
He's playing with the big boys.
Play with the big boys. In fact, he is a big boy. He's not just playing with the big boys. He is a big boy. Game's numero uno here. I will say though, it feels nice.
Big boy.
Big boy. It feels nice to have an iPhone again. I think I had made a mistake going to Android.
Dude, this was like it was a blessing in disguise. It was a rebound phone, dude. That's what it was. You thought the grass was greener on the other side, right?
Mm-hmm.
You started dating a new woman, and then you realized that she was crazy, and you went back. That's what happened.
Well, no, she died, to be clear. She passed
died.
away
Yeah,
in the
she
parking
died.
lot of the post office here in Las Vegas. You know, like that, and that'll happen. To be clear, that'll happen. That's a normal thing, not suspicious. Don't look into it. Okay. Happens to the best
Natural
of us.
causes.
Natural
Natural causes. No insurance.
I will say though,
Well,
I had a very, actually, real quick. If you want to join the game, the code to join the room is QSJB2Q. That's QSJB2Q. And so that now you know. If you don't want to join, you don't have to do anything. Take no further action. Continue watching. But if you do, you need that code. But so, speaking of shady Vegas shit, so I'm talking to the guy at T-Mobile, and, you know, I was telling him, I'm like, you know, I'm just making small talk because it takes a long time to get shit set up. And so I'm like, yeah, man, I was like, I'm going to be honest with you. I felt like I was in like fucking 1993 driving over here because I didn't have any cell service. And so it was just me. It was just me in the world. If something happened, I had to fucking ask somebody to make a phone call. You know what I mean? And so I was telling him, I'm like, man, it's kind of crazy. And he's like, that is crazy. And I was like, and especially with Vegas drivers being so crazy, the last thing you want is your phone, not to have a phone, right? In case you get hit or something. He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, how long you been in Vegas? I'm like, 10 years coming up. And he goes, wow. And I was like, what about you? And he goes, well, 23 years, but I had a break in the middle. And I was like, oh, yeah. And he goes, I just needed to vanish, you know? And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, where'd you vanish to? He goes, Seattle. And he's like, oh, yeah, Seattle. I was like, Seattle's a good place to vanish to. I might vanish to Seattle, frankly. You know, like, just joking around. He's like, yeah. And so we talked a little bit more. And I forget what I said. But he kind of started to open up a little bit. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, I just had, like, problems with my network. Like, too many people were relying on me. And he goes, then he looks at me, he goes, not drugs. And I go, not drugs. And he goes, not drugs. And he's like, but you know how it is, man. Like, you know, people hit you up for something and, you know, they don't even say happy birthday anymore. And I'm like, yeah, man. And I was telling him that I've had similar experiences, obviously, in my line of work. But he was like, not drugs. And I was like, not drugs. But he never specified what it was that he did. And so it sort of makes me suspect drugs, you know?
well, but he specifically said it wasn't drugs.
Right. So it couldn't have been, actually. You're right to bring that up. There's no way.
Correct.
Yeah, it couldn't have been drugs. I'm glad he clarified, because that's what I would have thought.
I think anybody would have thought that, right? Because if it's not drugs, it has to be like something worse, like murder.
Yeah. Well, for him to say I needed to vanish, I'm just like, yeah, dude, sometimes you gotta vanish, man. So
Yeah, when you commit a crime, sometimes it's good to vamoose until the warrant for your arrest expires.
Yeah. Which, I mean, hey, if that's like really, like, if he was really like a hardened criminal and that's just how he behaves and he just tells people like that, number one, I'm proud of myself because I'm a chill guy. You know what I mean? Somebody tells me I needed to vanish and I'm just like, yeah, man, shit, it happens, you know? And so he felt safe with me, you know? And so...
a masculine urge to just go off the grid.
Yeah, man, because frankly, yes. Dude, I regularly think about fucking off somewhere, you know? I'm just like, who cares, you know? Go live in a hut. But then I'm like, nah, because then it would take longer to, like, go, you know, hang out cool places. Like, you know?
The hut is the cool place.
I mean, that's fair. But not if the internet sucks, you know?
Yeah, well, you gotta have good Wi-Fi. You gotta get, like, cable fiber to the hut.
Yeah, you gotta pick. It's gotta be kind of remote. You know what it is? It's just gotta be remote for you. Like, nobody could possibly see me moving to Tennessee, you know? So that would basically be the same thing as disappear, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I would probably want to... I don't know. I feel like if I lived in Nashville, I might want to get further off the grid.
Right, well, you wouldn't move to Nashville. You'd move to, like, I don't know. Somewhere rural, Tennessee.
But now you're talking about, like, the kind of place I grew up, and I'm just, like, not interested.
Yeah, well, I didn't grow up there. X said it was super drugs.
Oh, that's a great point, dude. He did say it wasn't drugs, but he didn't say it wasn't super.
Yeah, that's true. You raise an excellent point, X. Touche. Touche, young man.
Touche.
Touche.
Well, I mean, yeah, because it's pronounced douche, not douche, so it has to be touche, right?
Yeah, somebody's wrong.
Somebody.
Dude, and then I set up a meeting. Like I said, it's a good meeting. Like the guy. Really cool.
Is this
Happy
the
to.
drugs guy?
No, not the drugs guy. That would be funny though if he's like, "Hey, what if we had a meeting tomorrow?" Like, I'd be like, I might have taken it. I would have been like, "About what? You want to do some
Zoom
business?"
tomorrow?
Yeah. Are we conducting business? Do you want to be a business partner? I don't know what it is you do, but if you had to vanish to Seattle, I want in.
No, it's not drugs. It doesn't do drugs.
Yeah, it's not drugs. But anyway, I have to meet with this other guy tomorrow who's also not drugs.
What did he say that?
But he likes to meet so early. And so I'll be like, "Hey man, do you want to meet? It's been a minute since we've caught up. Let's catch up." And he's like, "Yeah, how's 9 a.m.?" I'm like, fuck. I mean, I guess. You know?
In person or just like?
In person, yeah, at a coffee shop.
Oh, okay. Well, that's better. It's at a coffee shop. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
but
early.
it is early because it's like you gotta wake up at 6, you gotta take a shower, you know?
Right.
You gotta fucking put clothes on, you gotta get in the car, you gotta drive, you know?
Gotta think about your order. You have to interact with the public before double digits.
Well, my thing is I show up to these coffee. Whenever I have a coffee meeting, I show up and people are like, "You getting something?" I'm like, "Nope." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "No, I don't need anything. I had coffee at home. I had coffee at home. I'm here to talk to you. You're the main event."
You're a psychopath.
Yeah. Well, I don't want coffee.
I understand, but it's the fucking social contract. You sit there with a beverage and you converse. You can't just fucking raw dog the meeting.
I do. But I do.
Psychotic.
I just don't want to spend money on coffee, and I also don't want to have to deal with it, because then it's like we get into the meeting. So now you go and you order your coffee, and now you sit back down at the table, and now you're waiting for your coffee order. So you're not fully present, because now you're waiting for them to say, "Nintendo alert," and then you go and you get your fucking coffee, and you got to put your cream and sugar in or whatever. It's a fucking disaster.
No, I hear you. I don't actually think that you are technically wrong, but I feel like you are breaking the social contract.
Oh, what can I say? I'm a bad boy who doesn't play by the rules, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to think this is probably what that guy had disappeared from. Right? He just kept going to coffee shops and not getting coffee.
That's right. And they said, "Listen, sir, you're gonna have to buy a drink. You're gonna have to buy a beverage or stop coming here." And he's like, "Fuck, they know too much."
I gotta go to Seattle. There's so many coffee shops, nobody will question me.
He's like, "I gotta lay low."
The home of Starbucks.
Yeah.
No, you are objectively correct. I would not want you to order coffee that you don't want. It's just, I would have the same reaction as they do.
Yeah. Oh, hi,
Who
Xavier.
Who doesn't want a little coffee treat, you know?
A little coffee is a treat. Yeah, and I deserve it, frankly. Actually, I don't. I can't afford coffee after today. I fucking...
The wedding's off.
Dude, a surprise iPhone Pro Max, I can't afford coffee. I'm fucked. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. But that's not going to be fun. That's not...
You have to sell one of your 5 Switch 2 pre-orders.
No, because I don't have any more. Because they were...
I know,
I will probably let go of another arcade machine. I don't know. I don't know which one. I'd get rid of... Actually, I do know. I have Pac-Man, Super Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man, and then like a Cabaret Pac-Man. I would get rid of Ms. Pac-Man.
Well, I feel like Ms. Pac-Man is the best one.
It is, but my normal Pac-Man Cabaret has a Ms. Pac-Man board in it, and so I can still play Ms. Pac-Man. I just won't have the machine. And I also just repaired the board on repaired the monitor on the Ms. Pac-Man, and I'm still not quite pleased with how it turned out. And so I don't know.
Let me ask you this, because I don't think we've ever got into it. Is this a collecting thing for you, or do you like playing the game?
It is a hybrid of having, I think, legitimately having ADHD with my interests, and so I would love nothing more than to be able to lock in and learn the patterns and all the shit you need to be the greatest Pac-Man player. Like, that would bring me such joy.
Billy Mitchell-esque.
Yeah. Oh, let's fucking go!
Oh, wow, what a fucking... Wow.
Yeah.
Game, I'm mad for you.
Anyway, so what's it called? I would love to learn them. I just don't have the focus, and I've got too much shit going on to stand out in a 100-degree garage just repeatedly practicing Pac-Man. And so, but I also think that it's, for me, the preservation element of it, where, like, I think it's cool to have, like, an original, sort of, like, all original hardware arcade machine from, like, the glory days of the arcade era, right? Because it's like, as time goes on, more and more of those are going to get swapped out for LCDs, and they're going to get the fucking power supply changed out for something more efficient and put in arcades and set up to accept swipe cards rather than coins, right? And so having something like that, like, that's completely off the grid, just something you preserve, and it's like, it doesn't get in, it doesn't decay in shape, it doesn't get better, it just stays as it was, I think is really cool. But that also comes with, it takes up a lot of room in the garage, and it's, I don't know, you could cash them in at any point for, like, a lot of money, because they tend to be worth something. Real quick, if you want to join the game, the room ID is QSJB2Q. That's QSJB2Q. And you can join on up. We got a good gang of people here. I think we've got 4. We'd love to have you if you're watching. I saw Xavier DeMarie saying hello, oh no, earlier today, which is, I think, the reaction of most people who tune into this stream. So glad to know you're a true viewer of the program. And so we've got me, Game123, Dark Wolf, and X at the moment. The mean squad. But we'll start another one.
Squad. Rushmore of the stream, probably.
Probably. But anyway, so that's the long answer to your question. Like, yes and no.
Well, and the reason I was asking is because, you could spend a couple grand and get, like, a MAME cabinet that you could have it decorated however you want, and it would have, like, 1.5 billion games on it, but I wasn't sure if it was, like, the preservation, the collection, or if it was just the neatness of having an arcade cabinet that you could walk out and play.
No, I mean, I think my thing is, I very much so have the collector gene, but I like to get, like, I don't know. I have the collector gene, but not in, like, the Funko Pop style. Like, I like having things that are, like, that are not necessarily incredibly rare, but are just, like, uncommon. And so, like, I bought the Fenway Park banner, like, the big banner that hung off of Fenway Park. They have 1 million of those because they change them out every year. But it's, like, that's collectible in that it is, like, a cool item, right? And so it's like, I would rather have that than, a brand new jersey that fits perfectly off the website. Not because I don't think I don't like jerseys, but just because there's some history to it. There's more to it, right? And so, like, the Mario flagpole statue,
it's more novel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
And so that's sort of where I'm coming from with some of the shit that I collect. It's like, if I'm gonna collect it, I don't know. I have to either really like it or it's got to have something.
I think you've probably seen the ads on Instagram, right? For, like, the Game Boy type handhelds that just have, like, 1 bajillion games on.
Yeah.
The main cabinet is, like, the same fucking thing, except it's an arcade cabinet. And
right.
So you can buy, like, the preloaded, like, all the arcade games you've ever played, right? And I think if I had to go some spending money, I would probably go that direction, because then I could have it decorated however I wanted, so it could be more of an aesthetic that fits me rather than whatever the actual cabinet was. Or if I wanted to emulate one of the old cabinets, I could have them painted in the style of And then I would have like a bunch of games, and it would be something that you could do with, with the homies. You could have your friends over and you could all play.
Yeah, well, the great thing about MAME is once you decide you're doing MAME, you can just build it yourself. You know?
That's true. I could also do it myself, yeah.
And that
probably
saves
have
you.
the skill set to do that.
You definitely do, because it's ultimately arcade machines are just like a wooden structure and then like holes in the wood that house the controls. And it's like, it's so easy. You could absolutely, I mean, you do fucking technical shit at work, like, you're fine.
What I couldn't do is the art for the wood, so I would still have to pay for that, because I would want it to look pretty.
Well, yeah, you can get vinyl, and that's what a lot of people do, is they get like vinyl sort of applicators. And so that's the other thing, that's the other problem you run into with these old arcade machines, is that so many people are like, oh, well, this one's kind of like worn out, so I'll just throw this vinyl on it. And they sort of ruin the original like painted artwork by replacing it with vinyl. And it's like my Ms. Pac-Man machine, like you can see where people like put their hands, like there's like the patina of it essentially is still there, and I love that. And I would never like wash it, because it's like I want it to look like it's in an arcade, like I want it to wear its years. But people, they really do. They go and they replace the classic CRT monitor with like a flat screen LED, and they put in like a board that's like a 60-in-1, and so it doesn't even have any of the original parts. It's just the wood material. But it's like they covered up the art and they fucking swapped everything out. I'm like, that's atrocious.
I wouldn't do that. I would rather restore than do that.
Right.
Personally, like I feel like if I'm doing all that, just do MAME at that point. Like it's not even the same cabinet. But.
Exactly right. It's there's actually a big theological sort of discussion about that. The ship of
Theseus, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, the title of a fake book. Have you ever read the book that J.J. Abrams wrote?
No.
It's called S, and it comes with a bunch of like physical props, because the story of the book is that people are checking out this other book called The Ship of Theseus from the library, and so there's the actual Ship of Theseus story that you can read, but then there is writing in the margins that is telling this. Did you just dodge that with that mushroom?
Yeah, dude, that's how you do it.
Oh fuck, that was cool.
Yeah, dude, I'm kind of a fucking pro gamer, Radmeyer. I'm kind of the shit, bro. I'm kind of MLG, bro.
I didn't fucking know. I forgot it was 9,000 MMR.
Dude, I'm kind of the fucking shit, bro. No, I'm
So the actual story happens in the margins of this book. Like, so they're passing the book back and forth, and they both have written these different companies, so you can tell which is which. But it's super interesting, and the story, the title of the thing that they're checking out in the library is called The Ship of Theseus.
That's cool. That's interesting. You know what another book is that I want to read is House of Leaves. House of Leaves is by some guy with a crazy Z last name. And it's this it's not complicated to read, but it's like you have to turn the book upside down, and there are like weird patterns you have to figure out. Like it's like almost like a puzzle in a book. But so House of Leaves was, interestingly enough, adapted into a Doom WAD. And people were trying to figure out this Doom WAD. I think it was called like ourhouse.wad or something like that. And people were so confused by it when it came out. And then they realized, they're like, oh fuck, this is House of Leaves. And so like I watched it's like a 45-minute video on that. Really interesting story. But I own the book at my mom's house in Massachusetts. And so next time I go out there, I'll probably bring it back, because it's sort of up there with Infinite Jest and sort of that like, oh wow, you're a cool guy if you read them books. And I'm trying to earn back my cool guy cred after.
Such a cool guy, dude. I'm such a cool guy.
Did you read Infinite Jest?
Yeah, I've read part of it.
Part of it. I'm a fucking cool guy. I've read part of it. Stolen Valor, dude. Stolen Valor.
Nobody knows that but you and the 4 other people that are
fucking Stolen Valor, dude. Fucking, you should be ashamed. You should be ashamed. I got brothers who fucking died holding that book. Are you kidding me?
Okay, what about the, it's the trolley problem, but we have replaced all the parts of the trolley with new parts. Is it still the same trolley?
So is it the same trolley after? Oh, so here's the I think the real theoretical part of the discussion is, so do the parts of the trolley change after I pull the switch, right? So I pull the switch.
Yeah, after you pull the switch. So, or did you? Is it the same trolley that you switched to?
Yeah, I think that I don't think that that's my problem anymore. I think that's a different trolley.
I don't. Okay, what if it has nothing to do with pulling the switch? What if, regardless of the choice you take, halfway down the track, the trolley is going to be swapped out completely with big parts?
Well, no. So if I pull the lever, right, and then all the parts of the trolley change, then that's no longer the trolley that I sent careening one direction or another.
I don't think that that's how that works.
It's true though, because it's not. Is it? Like, what parts of it would be the same?
Okay, take out the joke we're making. Take out the trolley. Where do you fall on the actual philosophical debate? Is it the same ship if you replace all the parts?
I don't think so. I think it is. It carries the name and the history and the brand of the ship, but I don't see how you could say it is, because when you think about it, right? So if the hull is different and the propellers are different and every part of a ship, wow, I'm fucked. I got super beached there. That's not good. Whatever. That is bad. That's not good. That's bad. Very wise.
Not drugs.
Yeah. Anyway, all this to say, I think functionally, no, it's not the same ship.
Okay, functionally, sure, but let's say that I got a hold of all the original pieces and I reassembled them again. Which one is the original ship?
The original ship, the one that's made of the original parts.
Yeah, okay, but I think that the deeper philosophical question is, what's more important, the actual physical parts or the title and lineage of the thing?
Well, I'll posit you this. The man who escaped to Seattle, right? He was running from something. Let's say he goes to Seattle and all elements of his personality change, right? He's no longer recognizable to the people he once knew. They forget him entirely, except for when he explicitly comes up, right? And now he returns to Vegas, functionally a new man, right? All of the cells in his body have changed over. His personality's different. And yet he is still the person who committed whatever crimes it is he's running from. Is he accountable for those crimes? You know, and so I think if you can answer that, then
yes, yes, he is.
Legally, yes, but in this hypothetical, who could say?
I could say.
Oh, Staunton says, "Hey guys, I got through Gravity's Rainbow, dude. That's high cool guy credits.
That's cool guy shit. Right
that's
there.
Cool guy as fuck. Because here's
Thomas
the thing,
Pynchon, dude. Thomas Pynchon.
Thomas Pynchon is his writing's thick, dude. It's hard to get through. I tried reading Gravity's Rainbow. I couldn't get through it. I got a few pages in and I was like, oh, this guy's not for me. But I got to give it another shot now that I'm old and wise. And I also have to reread Infinite Jest because I feel like when you read something at like 16 or 17 years old, you don't get it, right? You're just reading the words. You have no lived experience to draw from that on. Yeah. Express interest through Nintendo and may have success at GameStop, mostly hoping to nab one from Target as I have a credit card. Yeah, dude, you should. Here's the thing, Stun, is I don't know what your availability is to just drive to every Target at the beginning of the day. But even if you work a swing shift and you're not usually up by the time Target opens at 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. or whatever, figure out when they open and just drive to each one as soon as they open. So if there are 5 Targets in your neighborhood, hit all of them. One of them's definitely going to have at least one Switch in stock. That said, if you would like to join the game and you have a Nintendo Switch 2, QSJB2Q is how you do it.
I think where I fall in the ship thing is that the title and history is more important. And there's so much, quote unquote metadata that goes into a boat. It might be easier if we talked about something that wasn't a boat. Because in a boat, you've got the crew, the name, the actual physical pieces of the boat. And I understand that that's a complicated philosophical question. But I think even if functionally it's not the same item, when you think about ownership and history and lineage, that's what's more important than the actual physical piece, I think. Especially when you are true to the original philosophical dilemma, that the replacement happens slowly over time. And it isn't like an immediate, and now I have a new truck.
Are the Las Vegas Athletics still the Oakland Athletics?
In some ways, yes. I would argue yes, in some ways. Right? That's always going to be part of their history. They could change their logo, they could change their name. And if they wanted to come out with a throwback jersey that was an A's jersey, I think that would be completely valid.
That's fair. That's completely fair. So anyway, what were we talking about?
No, I don't fucking remember. That dude did drugs for sure.
Yeah, he
100%
definitely sold drugs. There.
Yeah.
He sold drugs. He got in way too deep.
Maybe hurt some people. It wasn't entirely clear, but I don't feel like you disappear for some misdemeanor shit. You disappear for felony type shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Is you definitely don't disappear for misdemeanors. I've had misdemeanors. Did I ever tell you about the time I had an arrest warrant?
No, but I would love to hear the story.
It's actually not that interesting, but it's funny because it's funny because it's me. So I got a speeding ticket one day because my old apartment was pretty much directly across from a fucking school, and I was late to work, and so I was sort of hauling ass through a school zone. I don't remember how fast I was going, but I was speeding. And so I got a ticket for it, and one of my friends was a lawyer. And I was like, oh, do you mind, are you able to just make tickets go away? And she's like, pretty much, yeah, if it's your first infraction. I was like, cool, would you mind? She's like, no problem. And so she got it essentially negotiated down to a fine. And she's like, yeah, so just, you can make payments on it, but, start paying it.
I love this.
What up? Start paying it before, this date and you'll be good. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. What she meant was to pay it in full before that date. And so I had figured I could just start paying it. Turns out I couldn't. And so they viewed that as a breach or whatever. And so they issued a bench warrant for essentially failure to appear. Which I don't think was accurate. But anyway, so I technically had an arrest warrant, and I got a phone call from the municipal system when they filed it electronically, and it's just a voice, and it goes, this message is for, and then my name, and it says, from the Las Vegas Municipal Court, our records show you have a warrant for your arrest. Please turn yourself in to, and then I had a substation address, and it was at your earliest convenience. And I was like, oh, so I'm not gonna do that. And so I called my lawyer friend 15 times, and she didn't fucking pick up. And so there are very few times where you can lose your chill and just not stop calling somebody. But I was like, I am not gonna stop calling you because I don't know. Do I need somebody to give me a ride back from work? What's the deal here? And so she eventually picked up, and she's like, what's going on? And I was like, fucking, they called me. I have an arrest warrant. She's like, did you pay the ticket? And I was like, well, I started to. And she's like, no, you had to pay the ticket. And I was like, well, I'm a dumbass. And so what do I do now? She's like, it's not a big deal. And I was like, should I not go anywhere? She's like, you could probably go places. And I was like, but if I get pulled over, I go to jail, right? She's like, yes. And I was like, okay, so I should just drive right home. She's like, probably. So I drove right home. And then I told the lady I was staying with at the time, I was like, listen, I can't really go anywhere because I got an arrest warrant. She thought it was hilarious. And she's like, oh, okay, well, you can just hang out. Don't worry about it. And I'll drive if you need to go somewhere. And I was like,
Really
that's...
chill with being an accessory to a crime.
Well, accessory to what? Speeding in a school zone? I don't think you can get...
Hey, harboring a convicted something.
A convicted fucking misdemeanor.
Not even...
Yeah, but it was stressful because I'm like, man, I don't want to go to jail. Are you kidding me?
Did you at any point think about disappearing to Seattle? And
No,
that's
but-
not why.
No, I didn't really think about Seattle. I didn't have the money.
Dude.
I know. Hit him next time.
You actually reminded me over the course of that stuff that I
Said you also had an arrest warrant?
No, I owe the federal government money currently in the year of our Lord 2025 and I need to pay them.
Dude, I owed them a fuckload of money, and I paid it all in one go, and I regret paying it all in one go. Because now it's like they don't even have anybody who could collect it if they wanted to, you know?
Well, that's kind of where I'm at, but also I don't want to get in trouble.
How much money do you owe? Just be...
Not like substantial, like $7.
Oh, yeah, you're fine. Okay. Oh, okay, whatever.
So it's like, I'm kind of fine letting it ride as long as I pay it here. I don't think I'm gonna give a shit. And I can even just go make partial payments, and I also really don't think a shit. But I would rather have them sanctioned than just like do it.
No, you should pay partial payments. You should do the partial payments just because it'll be good for your stress. You won't think about it. You'll know it's coming out. And then you can also, I mean, you owe the feds $700. You owe me $500 in that you have to buy a Nintendo Switch. So you're in pretty crippling debt at this point.
Yeah, no, actually that's terrible. I didn't realize that I had purchased this with you.
No, not through me. I'm just saying that you as a friend owe me your purchase of a Nintendo Switch. You don't owe it to. You don't owe me the device. You owe me the idea that you're gonna buy a Switch, and so
metaphorically,
you're metaphorically $500 in debt to me. I can't collect on it, but I can make you feel bad about not paying.
Do you think that dude that did not do drugs was a fence? Do you think that maybe he could get me a Switch too?
I could go back and ask. He did say if there's anything else you need help with, you know where we are, and I said okay.
Wow, that wasn't ominous at all in context, but knowing what I know about this man, it felt ominous.
I think he's a good guy, honestly. He seemed like he was getting his life together. I think he had a Maroon 5 tattoo. Dude. Google, dude, do me a favor. Google lovers losers.
That body of his is absurd.
Yes, yeah. Google the phrase lovers losers and just tell me if that brings up any band. Because he had a tattoo that said that, and I was trying to remember what band that was. And I didn't want to ask because I didn't want to be like, hey, Maroon 5 tattoo, right? And he's like, no, I just fucking like that fucking slogan. What the fuck? You know?
Not gonna lie, it's sort of a dumb idea for a tattoo. It's from a movie.
What movie?
It's from the movie It.
Oh, like the clown.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrifying in the context. Oh yeah, I guess you could.
I mean, I could, but there's a picture of it from the movie, I believe.
It refers to when they were all trapped underground and had to have sex with each other.
Oh my god, so that's a horrible tattoo then. Because that's a controversial part of the book.
Is it? Oh, that was my favorite part.
I don't think you understand what you just said. I don't think that you know what you just said.
I don't care. I got X to laugh. That's all I care.
Yeah, because you just admitted, because you're up. Dude, you were trying to strike a chord. And it was probably a Minor. Yeah, golly. Well, now that's a. That man had my SIM card. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's a weird tattoo to have, actually. I can see why you would have thought it was Maroon 5 because of the V thing, but
Yeah. I thought it was Maroon 5. I was very wrong. I don't know which one's worse, though.
Well, I can tell you which one's worse. It's not it's not the Maroon 5 tattoo. Because for the joke that I just made, this guy actually has that physically on his body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of a problem, I would say.
You think he did something to the tattoo artist and that's why he had to disappear?
No. Dude, I don't know. What a fucking day, huh? It just gets weirder and weirder. It just gets weirder. I'm gonna stop talking about my day because I'm afraid I'm gonna learn some shit I can't unlearn. My new iPhone is just gonna explode next to me or something. Dude, good thing I didn't say, hey, Maroon 5, huh?
So I honestly wish you had, because the story that we would have off the back of that, oh, that would feed me, dude. That would feed me for the entire day. I wouldn't even need to eat.
I said Maroon 5, and he said, no, it's a fucking clown movie.
It's from it, dude.
I watched it when I was when I was catching up on like basic movies human beings watch. It wasn't special.
No, it's aggressively mid.
When I was growing up, I remember people were like, oh, it's the scariest shit you'll ever see. But I guess it's because they were children. But I wasn't afraid of that.
Means you have no fear.
Right. I mean, hot take, if I were walking and a clown beckoned me into the sewer, I simply would not go.
Yeah, no, I think that's reasonable.
Son of a bitch. Dude, I'm still buzzing off the fact that oh my god. I'm still buzzing off the fact I got a #1 victory royale, my first public matchmaking of the day.
First game of the day, I mean, yeah. Nintendo sent you all of this shit throughout your day, just so that it would feel even sweeter when you won.
That's right, though that's actually not true, because I remembered I played a few this morning. And so I might be a little warmed up. But to be fair, I've lived 1,000 lives between this morning and, you know?
Yeah, that whole Five for Fighting song, you've done it at least twice.
Dude, I just got knocked off the side, and I had a gold mushroom and a triple mushroom.
That's very disappointing.
That's the third worst thing to happen to me today.
So how about that Mamdani guy?
Yeah, he won. That was good.
That was great. I
Dude.
really like Twitter's reaction to him winning. That's been fun.
Dude, people are melting the fuck down about this, and it's incredibly funny. I met with a guy, who's a consultant. I met with him, and I was talking to him for a minute. And he's like, yeah, you know, I'm running something for Cuomo. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. I was like, why? And he's like, well, because we think he got a shot. And I was like, no, I understand that he has a shot, but like, why? Like, why would you, like, Andrew Cuomo, the fucking sexual harasser? And he's like, yeah, well, you know, people don't care. He's like, Anthony Weiner's running in New York too. And I was like, yeah, that's crazy. He shouldn't be doing that.
That's both bad. That's not. We don't handle it that. That's all bad.
Yeah. And I was just like, I don't know. Maybe oh no, don't blue shell me. Oh, nice. I don't know. Maybe I ought to become a real piece of shit and then I can make a living. Maybe I ought to sell my soul for money. That's never gone wrong before, has it?
No. I think it would work out great.
The devil usually holds up his end of the bargain, right? With no adverse effects.
Right.
To be clear, Satan, that's a joke. Leave me the fuck alone. You've had enough today.
So,
Took my Razer fucking Ultra from me.
That might have been Satan that you met.
Yeah. What does that mean? That because I signed up for the fucking phone plan that I've made a deal with the devil?
Technically, did you read the contract?
No. Fuck, dude. Fuck.
Dude, he fucking got your ass, dude. You're gonna have to learn how to play the fiddle. That's the only way you get out.
Dude, I'd fucking bet a fiddle of gold against my soul. That's right. That song kind of goes.
That song kind of goes hard.
What are you doing, young man? Stop in the middle of the road. Are you trying to fucking hit me with those shells? I don't like you. I don't like what you're doing right now.
You know who pissed me the fuck off and who continues to piss me off even though I have no real stake in her at all is Kristen Gillibrand. She bothers me. I try fundamental with her.
Yeah.
She seems very wow X. Wow.
I know. This is
She
a man
seems
without
very
scruples.
politically opportunistic. She seems like a woman without scruples. I'm unhappy with her.
Yeah, dude, scrupulous. Her and X. Her and X should date because they are both completely without scruples.
Oh, that'd be a power couple.
That would be a power couple. That would be sick for X, to be honest. If he started dating New York Senator Kristen Gillibrand.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
Because think about it. If you guys got married, she would be Senator 13. You know?
cool. In the vows, she could say that you're her 13th reason.
Well, that doesn't quite mean. That
What
doesn't
else could it
quite
mean?
think that.
What else could it
No. 13
be?
reasons.
Kind of like everything's got a subtext. And some things are just fucking.
He didn't sell drugs. Get over
He
it.
did not sell exactly.
Said so.
He said he didn't. Some things are just facts, dude. Not everything is fucking.
It's
subtext.
not that deep, bro.
It's not that deep, bro. You're not my fucking therapist, alright? You're not. What did I say? Like, oh, Redmire, that's problematic. Oh, Redmire, I don't think that means think it means. Like, damn, dude, just words, dude.
Bro, hop off of my dick, bro.
Be a real dick rider right now, dude.
That's so funny. Oh, I'm getting red shelled. I'm getting red shelled twice, thrice.
I can't hang out with you. You're like a little too free for me.
Whatever happened? Did you say anything about that at work today, or did you work there today, or no?
I did work there today. I didn't say anything about it, but he was present and he was in the back doing the sexual harassment screening. So somebody said something about it.
That is incredibly funny. That is an immediate follow-up to a Twitch story. And rarely do you get such immediate feedback on shit like that. That's so funny. So he was...
I'd rather he be fired personally.
Yeah,
because
but...
the shit that he said is heinous. But somebody caught wind because he was in the back doing sexual harassment tracking.
Dude, I have no idea what the fuck just happened. No!
I know it wasn't the time to do that for him because we all do it at the same time of year, and I had it like at the beginning of the year. So like this was intentionally served up to him.
Yeah, you can't be doing that. You can't be discriminating. Hot take.
Can't be discriminating against people. And I know the woman that he said it to is like trying to be cool about it. Like she doesn't want to get him in trouble. She doesn't want to like say something and then have him not be punished. So, like, I get it. I get where she's coming from. But, like, I also know that she's actually uncomfortable. So, like, I'm glad somebody did something about it.
Yeah. I think it's good. It's good that he's got to sit there and learn.
I'm sure he'll sit there and learn from that lesson, and he'll never sexually harass anyone ever again.
No, that's how it works. It's just the 30-minute training, and you're good.
Yeah, exactly.
They truly change behaviors.
I thought it was really funny. There was another kid that he got hired who I actually liked better. But, like, everybody's kind of afraid because to talk to him about it because they were, like,
they're
weren't
buddies.
sure, like, how... Yeah, well, that's what they thought. But he went out of his way today to be like, hey, so you know, I don't know him. Like, I met him, like, right before we started, and I was like, okay, first of all, it's very funny that you're telling me this because I'm, like, one of the oldest people at this job. You could have been telling one of the other kids this.
Yeah.
But now he went out of his way. He's distancing himself. He's very politically savvy.
Yeah, you love to see it. Real quick, if you want to join the game, the room code is QSJB2Q. That's QSJB2Q. You're welcome to join, and frankly, invited to join. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you, unless it makes Radmeyer uncomfortable, because sometimes he picky about who he works with.
Yeah, there can't be too many guys. That's weird.
So weird.
It's like a sausage party, bro.
Right. Staunton, I hope that you get the Switch 2 soon. I'm really pulling for you. I think that would be great for America.
Almost done. How's the cheese going?
How's- He was in Twitch chat, so if he is, he'll hear us. Staunton is one of a few people who I've actually met in person of. Whoops.
How was that?
Good, he didn't kill me.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
But, yeah. I met Staunton, Entity, and Daggett all in one day. And they are very normal people, I'm pleased to report. And very good people.
Who was more normal, me or them?
I think you were all equally normal. And that's the shocking thing. So I think maybe I'm the weird guy then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, every friend group has a weird guy, so it has to be you, just by process of elimination.
Yeah. Well, it's just also on a Discord server. Like, I mean, maybe it's just that it's the people who I didn't meet, you know?
Well, yeah.
But I don't know. I felt like everybody was really cool, and I had a great time. I wish I could have stayed for longer, but because I wasn't staying in LA, I had to like immediately get in the car and turn around and drive back. But one of these years, I want to go out there for like game awards and that sort of thing, and I think it would be fun to get a chance for that.
They were doing a meetup at a bar a long time ago. Fiona was still active in the server because Fiona was talking about going. And I was gonna go, and my that was a clutch star. My plane was delayed, so I missed it completely.
Oh, I was in. So I remember that was the day that I went to Nintendo World at Universal for the first time. So I didn't go because I was doing that. But I was like, fuck, I wish I could go. Because there was the meetup that I think you went to, that Fiona went to, that other people also went to.
I didn't end up going because my plane was delayed, but I was going to go. I had corresponded with Fiona Nova on Discord, and
Yeah.
we were trying to make plans, and then I didn't go.
Yeah, well, Fiona was supposed to come to Collecticon, but as we know from the song, Flaky Fiona, she didn't show up.
I hope she's doing okay.
I do too. It looks like she's thriving though. Like they were saying on the Discord yesterday, she's out going to lesbian parties and stuff in LA. Like I think she's having a like a banner time.
I was told by a lesbian the other day that because I like women and I also like the drama, that I was an ombre. So I would
Wow.
love to attend one of those lesbian parties, Fiona, if you're listening.
She's not, for sure.
Oh, that's why I said it. I just said
Yeah.
it.
No, I know. That's fair. Putting it out there, putting it in the universe.
Non-zero chance.
In fact, Radmeyer, nobody's listening. It is just us. No, that's not true, because I've had like 100 views on each of these, and I'm not really doing much to promote them or optimize them. So I feel like this is a fun little format that'll build over. So I'm just going to keep playing Mario Kart and getting my 30 cents a day. And that's more money than, X. You got hit by that blue shell there. That was not pretty to watch. Stop throwing...
How many big games do you think the Costco guys would give this year?
Dude, I think the Costco guys would give it 3 big booms. They wouldn't give it a Doom, but they wouldn't give it 5 big booms. Because think about 5 big booms, right? 5 big booms is, your dead brother. Like that's canonically, that's how many booms they give to recently deceased siblings.
That's true. Do you think they would do a cameo for you?
What are you saying for me?
If I told them that you were deceased, paying for a cameo?
Sorry about your dead friend suborbital. No, see, that would be very funny, but I feel like I have I don't fuck with that. You know what I mean? You don't put that into the universe.
Right, yeah, you just have Chris Hansen telling you you're a pedophile.
Well, have Chris Hansen tell your buddies, because like if he is, that's fine. I'll continue to do shit for it, and I won't talk to him. Like easy, you know what I mean? Easy peasy.
Yeah, easy dub. He might have to go to Seattle.
I mean, he would have to go to He would have to go to the Republican National Convention to find.
Hey! Fucking God.
Fucking God. Dude, I'm fucked. Me and Game 1, 2, 3, we got knocked out.
You could probably go work on a Cuomo campaign.
I mean, you could run for mayor of New York. Dude, I gotta remember what fucking apps I had.
Smoke crack and run for mayor of DC. So.
If you're making 30 cents a day off of Twitch, how many days does that take for you to earn back?
You know what? Listen. Nobody asked you. Nobody asked you. But I think like 10 years is my gut. Because it's 30 cents times 365 would be... I would guess like 10 years. Actually, let's see.
Probably make the thing last 2 years.
Yeah, it would take about 10 years.
And if you were earning 30 cents a day and it added up to your social security number, how many years would it take you to get?
I was trying to think about the math of how that worked. Take, here, Radmeyer, help me out. Actually, that's a great question. Before I answer that, I need you to tell me. Okay, so it's actually a magic trick. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, so take 100.
Mm-hmm.
You have a calculator out? It's sort of like what's his face does.
I have one out.
Okay, so it's 100,
Uh-huh.
and then divide it by 33. And what do you get?
Okay, we're already into decimals. 100 carried 2 divided by 33. You get 303030303.
Okay, now times that by 33.
Uh-huh. Oh, fuck, dude.
So you see it's 100, right?
It's 100 again.
Now subtract 100.
Uh-huh.
And then add your social security.
Okay.
And what number did you get?
I got 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
4, 5,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Ah. Huh. Incredible. Math, science. Jimmy.
That's crazy because that's my social security number.
Yeah, that's nuts. Jimmy Dog says, "Hi, I'm down for a bit." Cool. I think we probably got one more game in us. They're just wrapping up this one right now. They are on the four break, and then we'll jump into our last game of the night. But you're welcome to join us for it. The room code is QSJB2Q, I believe. Dude, Garrett's tearing it up right now. Yeah, he's got the Luigi and the what's it called? The Venetian gondola.
The Mangione.
The Luigi Mangione.
What if we did it like golf? Here he goes, coming into the last turn. He's done it. He's crossed the finish line.
Excellent job.
He's the winner.
Excellent job. Bowser. A minor.
Imagine being Drake and have a whole stadium full of people tell you that you're a pedophile.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be no good. QSJB2Q if you'd like to join the game. Give you exactly 1 minute before we just get started because it's the last game of the night. I got to go set up my iPhone, which I am frankly not happy to have to be setting up. What's up?
What convinced you to get? Why did you get the iPhone? Are you keeping the iPhone?
Well, I went back to the iPhone because I've dropped the iPhone 400,000 times without a fucking case on it, and it's never been a problem. I dropped the Razor one time, and it has like a structural failure, and it doesn't have replacement parts that cost under $1,000. And so I was like, I'm not fucking doing this again. Like I'm just not. And so I just said, fuck it. It's readily available. Because the other thing is I needed a phone, right? Like I tried to push the service to. So I had service on the broken phone, and I could use the front screen to like do very basic shit, right? But then I, what's it called? I tried pushing it to the 2019 phone, and the service just got lost. And I couldn't add it back to the broken phone because I couldn't get to the settings menu to reactivate the SIM on my broken Razor. And the only other phone that I had, which was the 2019 Razor, didn't work on the network. And so I was just fucked. I number one needed a phone, and they didn't have any of the Razor Ultras in stock. And I was also not trying to get another one, given the fact that this one just was probably the most fragile phone I've ever had in my life. And I was just I just want my phone to work again. I just want to be back in having a phone. That's right. All I want, man, is I just want to be able to drop my fucking phone on the floor.
You know what might help? Have you thought about installing X on your phone?
Hey, dude, have you thought about fucking shut the fuck up? No, that was funny too. My Beppin X rant is among my better, my more prolific.
It's very cool.
It makes me so mad. I mean, because everybody insisted that this was just how you play games, and I was like, no, this is not fun. I should not need a degree in computer science to fucking play a video game. If you have to modify the game 400 ways before you can have a normal game with your friends, then it is not a good game.
Well, you just don't understand, so the period entry is not actually that hard.
You just have to learn. Well, that was in the Discord earlier today when they're talking about the GameCube, and they're like, you can run a GameCube emulator on your phone, or you can run a GameCube emulator on your Switch. You just have to hack the Switch. And I'm like, listen, I'm a very online dude. Hacking the Switch is a massive pain in the ass. It's not impossible. Anybody could do it if you follow the guide. But you have to do like the RCM jig, which means you either have to fucking order something or you have to like solder some of the panels in your Joy-Con or the leads in your Joy-Con to be able to fucking trigger the RCM mode. Like it's a headache. And so, like, is it better to just have it native on the Switch too? Experience-wise, yeah. It sure is.
God, dude, you just don't
Installing that NX. Are you comparing hacking your Switch?
Yeah.
And installing GameCube software, legal GameCube software that's going into the system, inserting the emulator, comparing it to pressing a button to install it.
Dude, but it didn't work that way for me. I understand that most people had an experience where they just went and downloaded a fucking thing and then you just clicked next to BepNX. I could not for the life of me get that experience out of the game. It made me go in and delete files and directories and fucking you have to enable hidden folders.
You had already installed mods.
I don't think so. I don't remember what it was, but I tried my hardest. And I
remember he had to go install it manually, and then it literally did want him to pull shit out of the game files. It was relatively trivial, but compared to what other people had to do, I understand why he got frustrated.
Well, because everybody kept telling me, no, you just click a button. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's yelling. The game is telling me I need to fucking be in the mainframe. The game is telling me I need to be in a fucking black hoodie in a room with fucking falling green numbers in order for this game to fucking work.
French code.
Game's telling me there's a file location I need to go to, and I need to delete the files. I can't do.
No, it wasn't that simple. It wasn't that simple because I do shit like that all the time. I stay deleting files at file locations. I think it ultimately
would have been relatively simple, but it was at the end of you trying to do it on stream when everybody else was already done and waiting for you because it did not work the way you wanted it to.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know. And plus, I'll be honest with you, the gameplay for Lethal Company, it's interesting. But it's like it's one of those games, the only thing that makes it fun is the people you play it with. And if you're at that point, then the game itself is just not actually good. If you need to modify it and you need to have 15 friends, and the entire premise is that your friends are funny while you play it, then you would just enjoy hanging out with your friends, right? Like that's it. You know?
Yes, you're giving your friends content.
That's true. It was a content farm. But you notice how nobody's playing it anymore? Nobody's like, man, I miss Lethal Company.
Yeah, they're all playing repo now. It's the same fucking thing.
Part of it's repo, part of it's the battle. Part of it is
Oh, you sound really far away. I missed the end of that. I missed like the information.
They just updated the game like 6 or 7 months. Development.
Interesting. Fuck, dude. I'm getting
You know,
chat.
a lot of people jumped off. I don't know if they're coming back, but yeah. That's the thing. It's like it's interesting thing about like being an indie developer, being a solo developer, bringing you to early access. It's like you're doing it. You're like, oh, this is I'm gonna make some money off of this, and I'm gonna be motivated to keep working to improve my work so that like I make more money and do better and stuff. And then crazy successful game that just started working on. And now it's like, oh, it's money.
Yeah, I mean, if you... That's the thing, is if I very quickly made like $10 million or some shit, you would never hear from me again. Like, you genuinely would never hear from me. because I would buy a house. I would, if I didn't already have a car, which I already have a car, like I'd buy a car. I would buy a fucking, I would pay off my mom's house. I'd pay off my brother's house, and I would fuck off. And I would be like, cool, I'm gonna live on like 30 grand a year for the rest of my life because I have no business. Like, it's fine. Like, I just don't. I don't need to make more than that. I just want to fuck off and play Mario Kart. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't.
You wouldn't die in World War III if you got drafted.
I wouldn't die in World War III for what?
If you got drafted, you wouldn't go fight in World War III. You would just fuck off and play Mario Kart.
Oh, I absolutely play Mario Kart.
You never hear about these solo devs, like the guy who does Stardew Valley. Like, he's got to be a millionaire, but you never hear about how much money he has. But he has to have a ton of money.
Yeah, well, people like to pretend that, these people are like starving artists at a certain point. It's like, yeah, I mean, the guy who, at a certain point, yes, you are, right? You're just kind of working to make it work, right? But some of these dudes, Lethal Company guy, no way he's not fucking shitting cash. The Among Us guys, I mean, unreal. They got plush dolls in Target now. It's over, So, I don't know. All I know is I was not born with the develop killer app gene.
Yeah, you can't even solve that.
Too bad. Well, I don't know. Well, what time is it? 9:05? No. I'm just gonna call it. It's been great hanging out, gang. It's been great hanging out. That said, I don't know if channel memberships are active, but if you want to throw $5 in the hat, hey, your boy's got a phone to pay for. But anyway,
Pass around the collection plate, dude.
did pass around.
Subscriber goal.
What's up?
Start a subscriber goal. Pay for your phone, and then you'll drop your phone once you reach your subscriber goal and prove that it's stronger than a razor.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do a GoFundMe for my phone, and then a year or many years after the GoFundMe ends and I've taken all of your money, you're gonna learn that I didn't drop the phone, but I threw the phone at like a homeless child, and then I blamed somebody else for it, and that's actually why the phone broke. And you're gonna say, "Well, I want my money back." I'm gonna say, "Oh, you absolute legends! I'm sorry, you can't do that." Because that's how crowdfunding works, and there are just no accountability, So, that said, everybody listening should write a fat check.
Carl Jobs has that GoFundMe going, right?
Not anymore. Yeah, it closed, and he made like $200,000 on it.
Wow.
And everybody thought that the lawsuit was about cheating, but obviously it was not. It was about him saying that Billy Mitchell made a kid kill himself, which is just not. It's not fucking real. And then he's like, "Billy Mitchell is suing me. What an unreasonable man." And it's like, no, dude, I think I would too, frankly. I probably would too. But I don't know. The whole thing is very simple. I'll know my thoughts on that.
I was really hoping he would barely make anything from that, but
Yeah, no, $200K.
Who is fucking giving this dude money?
Well,
For
people
real, like for real.
people who really believed that it was about the fucking cheating. And not the actual defamation. But yeah. I don't know.
his whole audience is kind of
Dumb?
I mean, I don't know, they're not as bad, but they're like predicated on just like trusting everything that he says. So it's like,
Right.
of course, they're gonna believe him when he keeps saying that it's just this and not bringing up the other stuff. And I don't even know if any of them. I'm sure most of them probably haven't even heard that that's the case. He's been
Well-
able to like completely bury that.
And we talked about it the other day a little bit, but like the Chris Chan thing, it reminds me of like the Billy thing because it's like, sure, like maybe Carl is legally allowed to make videos about Billy Mitchell cheating as much as he wants, but at what point are there enough videos? You know what I mean? Like you have the right to say whatever you want, but at what point have you said enough? And like, you know, like, so let's say he did. Let's say he straight up did cheat. Like, should that be, like, should that have to be a constant thing for the rest of his life? Like, and it's not like it's something that, like, people who give a shit about it talk about. It's just, like, people using it for, like, views and stuff, you know? It's like, when is he allowed to move on in his life from what is essentially a very petty moment, you know?
I mean, I think hypothetically, if you were saying that he did cheat, then it would be when he admits to cheating.
Oh, that's
But then,
fair.
You know, that's complicated because you don't actually know if he cheated or not in real life. So,
Right.
like,
Yeah, and also, but then it's also like, who cares, right? Like, you know, people I think have made up their minds about it, right? And there's not necessarily
I
immense.
think a lot of people don't care.
Yeah, nobody
If-
gives a shit.
If they rebuild the entire cabinet while he's playing, is it the same as when he started?
That's right. That's a good question. And then I think the same thing goes for like Chris Chan does. It's like, listen, we get it. A weird person. We don't need more videos. I don't care what they get up to now. It's like, just let that person live the rest of their lives without internet intervention. And it sort of strikes the same chord for me. 'Cause it's like, what are we like, what are we doing? You know? And so I don't really feel bad for Carl at all, because it's like his whole channel is like his entire channel is just like him taking down people for what essentially are like pretty petty things. I mean, I guess cheating and speedrunning is objectively bad, but like he doesn't seem to let things go. And so it's like, I don't know. Like, your entire living is made destroying people's fucking reputations. And sometimes it's deserved, but it's like, in the instances where you fuck up, you must be accountable to that. And he's not. You know? And so, I don't know. What do you do about that? You know?
I mean, I'm 100% certain that pretty much every decision he ever made is based off of how much money he's going to make from it. So,
Yeah.
if he admits to something, he's going to lose money because people are going to lose trust in him. And then he's going to keep harping on the same stuff because he sees the numbers coming in until they start to dissipate.
Yeah. I think you're right. Well, I gotta go. I gotta set up this phone. I gotta remember what fucking apps I had. It's been a
Are
day.
you going to be able to, well, I don't know, because you have a small screen, are you going to be able to do a transfer?
No. I mean, I only had it for like 2 weeks. That's the funny part, is I like barely had this phone. And so even if I lost 100% of the data on the Android, it'd be fine, because I still have most of my shit in my Apple ID. And so like I have all my contacts, I have all my, you know, meaningful photos. Like I'm covered. And so it's, you know, I think it's just a matter of reinstalling apps and hoping that they remember the passwords, and hoping that two-factor authentication doesn't ask me to use the Razor for anything. But if it does, I still have it, and it's, you know, still connected to Wi-Fi, so I can access a lot of things from the front screen, but I can't do it well. And I was on with T-Mobile support on the phone, and they're like, we're gonna send you a two-factor authentication. And I was like, okay, I hope it comes through. And then it did, and I was like, okay, here it is. And they're like, yeah, so you're gonna need to go on the T-Life app. And I was like, listen, don't fucking say that to me. I was like, Don't say that to me. The phone is broken. I don't have a way to be on the fucking T-Life app. And so if you need something to be done on the T-Life app, you're going to have to assume I'm a 90-year-old woman who doesn't know how to use it. Because I cannot fucking use it. And so, yeah. I was at one point typing it to the T-Mobile support. And I was like, please understand before we start talking, I am on this tiny front screen of my fucking Razer 25. The main screen is broken. I cannot do 99% of the things you're asking me to do. My account pin is this. My name is this. My address is this. Please just fucking do what I'm asking you to do. And it was such a fucking chore, man. These people are crazy. But anyway, I gotta go set that shit up. But I'll be on Discord, so we'll chit chat. But
I'm going to bed.
all right, bye bye. See you guys.
Good night, guys.
Bye, chat. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow.